In last class we study about the graphical method, so we now continue this topic. Graphical method. Since we said that in graphical method first we plot the graph from the observation, then we compare the graph from the zero order, first order and second order reactions graph. If the graph obtained is matched with zero order graph, then we said that the order of the reaction is 0. If the graph match with second order graphs, then we said that the chemical reaction is second order reaction. So graphical method, we compare graphs obtained by analysis of a chemical reaction by analysis chemical reaction of with zero order, first order and second order reactions standard graphs, which means in graphical analysis method we compare graphs obtained by analysis of a chemical reaction with zero order, first order and second order reactions standard graphs. If obtained graph match with zero order, then we say that the reaction of this chemical reaction, the order of this chemical reaction is zero order. If the graph obtained is matched by first order standard graphs, then we said that the chemical reactions order is first order. If the obtained graph is matched with standard second order reactions graph, then we said that the order of the chemical reaction is 2. So now we write standard graphs of zero order, first order and second order reactions. Standard graphs for zero order, second order and zero order, first order and second order graphs reactions. So here graphs for zero order, first order and second order. First order and zero order. First we write X versus T graph. This came out as T X slope equals to K. Here we plot graph between ln and naught upon n versus T. This came out as ln and naught upon n, sorry, R naught upon R versus T. This came out equal to slope 2.303 upon K. In this, the standard graph is between the x upon a minus x versus T. So, if our obtained chemical reactions graph is came out equals to this, means when we plot the observations x versus t graph, if it came out as a straight line, then we said that it is a zero order reaction. If we plot the graph ln r naught upon r versus t and it came out as a straight line, then we said that the order of the reaction is first. If we plot graph between x upon a minus x versus t and it again came out equals to straight line, then we said that it is a second order reaction. So, in this method we compare our observations obtained graph with standard zero order, first order, second order graphs. If graphs came out as standard graphs, then we said that the order of the reaction is same as the standard chemical reaction. So, this is the graphical method. Now we discuss Ostwald dilution. Our third method of determination of order is half-life method. Half-life method. So, we know that the half-life of a reaction is time when the concentration of reactants becomes half, means the initial concentration of reactants becomes half, that time is called half-life. So, half-life method. In this method, first we calculate the half-life. In this method, first we calculate the half-life of a reaction by analyzing the concentration dependence of reactant with T half. In this method, first we calculate the half-life of reaction by analyzing the concentration dependence of reactants with T half. Since we know that in zero order reaction, the half-life is directly proportional to the initial concentration of reactants. Means, if we take 10 mole per liter or 20 mole per liter concentration of a reactant A, then the half-life of 20 mole per liter reactants came out higher than the 10 mole per liter, because T in the zero order reaction, the T half directly proportional to the initial concentration of reactants. In first order reaction, we say that the half-life of first order reaction doesn't depend on the concentration. Means, if we change the initial concentration, the half-life came out constant. And in second order reaction, the half life is inversely proportional to the initial concentration of reactant. Means if higher the amount of reactant, the lower the half life of reaction. So now we write, we know that half life of zero order reaction is directly proportional to the initial concentration of reactants. Means T half is proportional to the initial concentration of reactants. So if in a chemical reaction we take different type of concentration of the reactants and the half life came out different with increase or decrease in the concentration amount, then we call that the order of the reaction is 0. We explain this by an example. Example, a chemical reaction is given as P goes to R product if initial concentration is 10 mole per liter, then half life came out 20 minutes. Now we increase the concentration to 20 mole per liter and half life come out 40 minutes. Means if we double the initial concentration, the half life get also doubled. If we double the initial concentration from 10 mole per liter to 20 mole per liter, the half life of the reaction is also double. Then we say that this reaction is a zero order reaction. Then this reaction is a zero order reaction. In this example, now we increase the concentration and the half life came out is the previously calculated half life. Means if initial concentration is 10 mole per liter, then half life came out 20. Now we increase the concentration to 20, then again if half life came out equal to 20, that means this reaction's half life do not depend on the concentration of reactant, initial concentration of reactant, because the half life is came out equals to the previous amount, previous time. So this reaction is respect to zero was first order reaction. If the half life come out constant, then the reaction become first order reaction. First order reaction means n equals to 1. First order reaction. Now again in this example, if we double the initial concentration of the reactant and the half life came out equals to 10 minutes, means it reduced to half, then we say that this reaction is a second order reaction, because in zero order reaction T half is directly proportional to the A. In second order first order reaction T is a constant value. In constant or in second order reaction T is inversely proportional with the A. So if we increase the initial concentration and the half time gets doubled, then we say that it is a zero order reaction. If we increase the initial concentration, if it came out equals to constant, then we said that it is a first order reaction. If we increase or double the initial concentration of reactant and it came out half of the time, then we said that it is a second order reaction. So from the help of half life we can also decide the order of the reaction, because half life of the reactions directly depend or inversely depend upon the concentration of the reactants. So this is the method of half life. Now we discuss our last method to determine the order of the reaction, which is Ostwald isolation method. Ostwald isolation method. So this method is used for complex reactions are those reactions in which the number of reactants are more than 2. This method is used for complex reactions, means if the number of reactants are higher in a chemical reaction, then we use Ostwald isolation method. In this method, we take the concentration of the reactants. In this method, we take the concentration of the reactants in excess amount except 1. In this method, we take the concentration of reactants in excess amount except 1. Means we know that if we take the concentration of reactant in excess amount, the rate of reaction doesn't depend on them. Means if the number of reactants are 4 and we take 3 in excess amount, the rate of reaction doesn't depend on these concentration terms. Means it only depends on the one concentration term. So in this method we take concentration of reactants in excess amount except one. We determine the order of the reaction by above methods which we previously studied. We determine the order of reaction by above method for less concentration reactant. Means first we determine the order of the reaction for the reactant which we take in a finite amount. Then again we take the reactants in a higher concentration except one. Means if the reactants number are 3 which are A, B and C. First we take this in a finite amount and those are in excess amount. We know that the rate of reaction doesn't depend on them, it only depends on this. So we calculate the order with respect to A, which may say that came out equals to X. Then we take this amount, this reactant in a finite amount, this reactant in a finite amount and those in a excess amount. So rate of reaction does not depend on the concentration of A and C, it only depends on the B. Then we again calculate the rate of the reaction in terms of B, which came out, let's say Y. At last we take C in a finite amount and those in a excess amount. So rate of the reaction does not depend on these. So it only depends on the concentration of C, which may say that came out equals to Z. Means we determine the order of the reaction one by one by taking all the reactant in excess amount except one. Then we calculate the order of the reaction for that reactant which take in a finite amount. So means the order of the reaction in term of A is came out X, the order of the reaction B came out Y and the order of the reaction Z came out respect to C. Then the total order of the reaction is the sum of the X, Y and Z. So this method is used in this way. Now consider a chemical reaction. M plus N plus O gives product the rate expression of this reaction is represented at as rate equals to K m की power x n की power y and or the power z. So the order of the reaction is equals to x plus y plus z. It is the over rate expression. The power of concentration terms is called the order of the reaction. So in this method, first we take N and O in the excess amount and the M in a finite amount. So, the rate of the reaction only depends upon the concentration of M. So, for this type of reaction mixture, we determine the order of the reaction by the graphical method or half-life method or heat and trial method. Then, we write down the order of the X means in terms of the M. Then, we take the M and O in the excess amount and N in a finite amount. So, the rate of reaction only depends on the concentration of N and not depends on the concentration M and O. So, again we determine the order of the reaction by graphical method, half-life method or heat and trial method, which came out equals to Y, and last we take these Mn in the excess amount and O in the finite amount. So, the rate of the reaction only depends on the concentration of the O. So, the reaction mixture's order is only represent the order of the reaction. So, the total order of the reaction is came out is given by the sum of each type of observation, means when we take M finite amount, the order of the reaction is came out X. When we take N in a finite amount, then the order of the reaction is came out Y. When we take O in a finite amount, then the order of reaction is came out equals to Z. So, the order of the reaction is total is came out equals to the sum of X plus Y plus Z. So, this is the Ostwald isolation method. In this method, we isolated one reactant from the reaction mixture, means we take finite amount of the one reactant and we take excess amount of all the reactants. Then we determine the order of the reaction of the finite amount of the reactant terms. Then one by one we determine the rate of order of the reaction for each type of reactant, and at last we sum of all the order terms to get our final total order of the reaction. So, if we take 5 type of reactants in this method, first we take finite amount of A and determine the order, which came out, let us say the order of the reaction in terms of A is came out 1, order of A, ठीक है. Now we take in the finite amount of the B and excess amount of A, C, D, E. The order of the reaction in terms of came out equals to 2. Again, if we take finite amount C, order came out equals to 0. If we take finite amount of D, the order came out equals to 1.5. If we take finite amount of E, the order came out equals to 2. Then the total order of reaction, total order or N equals to 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1.5 plus 2. So, this gives us value equals to 2 to 4, 5, 6.5. So, order of the reaction becomes 6.5. So, we calculate by isolate the one of the reactant from the other reactant by concentrations and calculate the order of the reaction. So, this is the determination methods for the order of the reactions. In next class, we study about the methods to determine the rate constant of a reaction. Thank you.